Hi everybody! I'm so sorry that this video was uploaded super late. I was supposed to upload it Friday, but life got in the way. Anyways, the story time for today is Tlaloc. Based on the cover, I want you guys to think or theorize who is Tlaloc. These are some of the images that we have of him. Specifically, the one on the left is of him in the Aztec Codex, and then the one on the right is an actual statue. Um, Again, it would be nice to pay attention to the differences that every Aztec god has because since we don't know them, they can look really familiar to us because we don't know anything about the culture. We don't know anything about the mythology. And it's really, really sad and unfortunate, but it's always nice to pay attention to how his thing in the hand is like a little lightning bolt snake type of thing. And I think that's actually pretty cool. And he is a little blue color. He has different things than Huitzilopochtli or Centeo or Chicomacoat and Quetzalmacoat and all these other things. So yeah. So who do you think is specifically Tlaloc? Again, this is a vase of Tlaloc, and I want us to think about it because if you really see the color and the type of material that it is, you see how vibrantly blue it is, and I genuinely just love it so much. But yeah. So now that I got you guys thinking of who Tlaloc could possibly be, I wanted everyone to think about who could have worshipped Tlaloc. Let's dive in to find out. So, just for clarity, Tlaloc is the Aztec god of rain. He's actually one of the oldest gods in Mesoamerica, and he is been around since 100 BCE. Specifically, the civilizations that we know of is Zapotec, Mayan, and Aztec civilizations all worshipped him. There are identifiable records dating back to 100 BCE, which I said, and there were some earliest images found of Tlaloc on the vases that I showed you earlier. Those were actually the earliest versions of him, and it actually stays pretty consistent throughout history. And the vases is actually like his complementary version of him of Tlapocoya and bore his visage alongside lightning bolts. So I wanted everybody to think about why was he imported. Water is essential, obviously, because water rights. But it was by his blessings that the seasonal rain arrived on time for the vital maize harvest. As I talked about in Zetteot and Chicomoteot, the two gods of corn or maize, they it takes a lot of it takes a lot of water to get corn and a lot of other fruits and vegetables, and especially the Teotihuacan area and Tenochtitlan, they all have a lot of bodies of water, Xochimilco, stuff like that. So obviously, it would be in their best interest to worship the god of rain. And so the Aztecs offered sacrifice to him to ensure the seasonal rains would arrive on time for a successful harvest. And they specifically prayed for a specific type of rain, which is what we're going to get into. So, like I said, that he's been around for a very long time. He actually goes by other names as well as Tlacmacasqui and Shoshowiqui, reflected his role as a life-providing rain god, meaning one who feeds and green one, respectively. The Laloc's name origin is a true mystery, as it is being so old, and so there are also different versions of him. And the Nahuatl linguist scholars think that maybe it means that which covers the land or that which lies on the surface of the earth. So there are multiple versions of him to take into consideration, as everybody knows a little bit of a different story depending on their roots. As I said earlier, that Tlaloc's story has people worshiping him and giving sacrifices and stuff and different types of ceremonies in order to get the rain that they desire. There were five different versions of the rain that they would pray for, right? But are also tried to avoid. So, for example, there was blighted rain, which would provide fungus and rot to the harvest of vegetables and trees. Frost rain, fire rain, or drought, wind rain, and fine gentle rain for sprouting crops. An Aztec story recounts how Tlaloc and his wife reside in a great house with patio containing a series of pots, and those pots had the different types of rain that would be provided to the people. So each pot, when it was broken, it would dictate the type of rain that the crops would receive that year during the harvest time. In addition to Tlaloc's version of being married to his wife and getting different types of rain from him, there were also this mythology of how there was a type of heaven. So Tlalocan had a heavenly paradise where people, when they passed away, would actually go to. And you can see that on this painting that is on the red, like that red painting. That's where people say like all sorts of beautiful things happen in their heavenly paradise. And then the rock on the right is the Piedra de los Tecomates. It was originally found in the town of San Miguel Coatlichan, but now it is in Mexico City, and I believe it's actually por Chapultepec in el Museo Nacional de Antropología. So it's actually really, really, like a little bit disfigured because I'm assuming weather degradation and it's probably some other things. But again, it's still pretty interesting how his image has been consistent throughout time and history. Although I couldn't find an image of all of Tlaloc's family tree, because again, there are different versions of it. Tlaloc and his wife, Chalsuitlique, who some people, some like mythologists and everything theorize may be the original Llorona, but we'll get into that during Halloween, was created by either all four sons of Ometeos. So that's how you say Ometecutli and Omitzihuiat, Ometeos, and it's by their sons. So you just say Ometeo to say those two people, as it is means of duality of souls. But the sons are Sipetotec, Tezcatlipoca, Quetzalcoatl, y Huitzilopochtli. Or it could have been just like Quetzalcoatl and Huitzilopochtli who had created them, depending on what version you hear. But I have provided the image of all of them. And whenever you see Ometexutli and Ometsiwiat, you see them in duality. So it's just a feminine and male energy, and they're always together. As you see, it's Tlaloc, god of rain. His image doesn't change. And you can even see that the things in his hand kind of look like a lightning bolt. Also, Huitzilopochtli, which I did talk about in my last video, where he is the god of war and of sun. And he is from Aztlan, which is the California all the way to Texas region. And he is the one who directed the people to go south into um, Teotihuacan. So it's really, really beautiful. You should check out that video. Quetzalcoatl, which is the god of civilization and order, and Tezcatlipoca, god of destiny and fortune, and Sipetotec. So lots of things to find out. So as I was saying that Tlaloc has different versions of themselves, there's also a different version, like things that complement him. So Chalcihuitlicue, which I said was La Llorona, it's one of the theories by the anthropologists and stuff, but is associated with rivers, seas, storms, and childbirth. And Tlaloques, or rain dwarfs, who represented climate conditions, including like lightning, sleet, and snow. So as you can see with Chalcihuitlicue, they are still very detailed in its appearance. And not to mention, too, you can definitely tell the difference between her and Tlaloc. But there's still is something about her that you can tell that she's like a rain goddess. And so I feel like it's the little things that kind of look like earrings. It kind of looks like cascadas. That's what it looks like. And so the Tlalocs, they do look like a mini version of him, just like a minion. And so I thought it was actually pretty cool. So I wanted to include the images for you guys. For a quick recap, he is the god of rain, thunder, and lightning. So depending on what kind of rain want, is what you got. And then thunder and lightning, as we all know. So I just want to say thank you so much to watching my video. Again, I am so sorry for putting it up late. This is the resource though that I got, Tlaloc, and then I also asked the elders, the community elders, and other community members who I know of. And I wanted to just really say thank you. I really hope you guys love these little Mexico workshops. And again, I am doing these workshops in light of trying to show people their indigenous roots that come from the Mexican culture. Unfortunately, due to a lot of assimilation because of the colonization de los conquistadores españoles, or the Spanish colonizers, and the English colonization of the United States English people, colonizing from California to Texas and so on and so forth. We really have lost a lot of our indigenous roots in our practice, and we try so hard to assimilate. But I hope people can continue to love the culture and learn with me so that we can keep it intact, because it is not fair and it should not be just that we are erased in more ways than one. So thank you guys very much for coming, and I hope you guys enjoy. Bye bye.